AJ here with BSC. In today's low budget video, we are going back to the bow with this gadget right here. It's the Toparchery Archery 3-point bow sight. Let's check this thing out. So, if there's a little hum in the background, I apologize. I have the heater on out here in the shop. It is a little bit chilly outside, or here in the shop. Well, it's chilly outside as well. But I mean, it's up to 32 degrees. Boom! Heat wave. So it is warm enough to go outside and play. I'm lazy and I don't like being cold. I'm from Florida. It's cold outside. Anyways, so I got the Toparchery here, and we are going to put a sight on this thing. It is currently sitting at factory specs outside of the knock points that I placed on it. I guess put them in with a black sweatshirt. Boom. That is the only thing I've done to this bow. And I have toiled around for a little bit about putting a sight on it, and I have made it myself clear that I do not like recurve bow sights. I think they're ugly. I think they're just kind of dumb looking, and that's my opinion. And I'm sure it differs with a lot of people. But like everybody else, I was at Wally World and wandering around the hunting department, and I say that in quotations for a reason. If you've been to Walmart, you know. But so I was wandering around there, and I found a bunch of sights. Well, actually, I found two, and they're inexpensive Wally World sights, and so I ran them across the Google, and the reviews weren't that great. And these are $30 sights. I really didn't want to spend $30 on something I was just going to play with in the backyard. So I did what everybody else does, is I ran to Amazon to take a look and see what they had. And this is what I came up with. So this is the Toparchery Archery 3-pin bow sight. It is technically for a compound bow. That's what these ring sights are. But it should work fine in the mounting holes on this Toparchery bow. So it should not be an issue. But so we'll go over this thing real quick. We'll talk about some of the points on it, and we'll get it mounted, and we'll go out in the backyard and we'll throw some arrows. Let's do that. So when you order this thing, you get a little bag that comes with 3 Allen wrenches and a couple set screws or mounting screws, and obviously you get the sight. Now, when this thing came in the mail, it came with these items in this bag, just like this, wrapped in bubble tape, and it was stuck in an envelope, and then that's how it arrived to me. So as far as shipping and packaging goes, it was a bad, horrible, crappy job, and I think they could have done better. It doesn't matter that it was, you know, a relatively inexpensive, $20, I think, maybe less, is what I paid for this. So they could have put a little more care into the packaging, but it did arrive with no dings, no scratches, no bruises. Everything seemed to be solid in place. But there are a lot of reviews that saying that it did arrive, theirs arrived broken. So keep in mind that if you do order something like this at an inexpensive price, it's probably going to come poorly wrapped. So, but the description on Amazon says that it is aluminum, and that is true. It is aluminum. The mounting bracket's aluminum. The azimuth sight adjustment is aluminum, and the elevation sight is aluminum. So, but the ring is a fiber composite material. It is a dense, solid, dense plastic. So it is pretty strong, though, and I will give it that. But it also comes with, if you can see down there, a little small level. It comes with, obviously, 3 pins, because it is a 3-pin sight. And you get a mounting hole on top for a sight light, should you want to do that. So your mounting holes, like I said, this comes for a compound bow. So you have your mounting holes in the back, and then you have your azimuth sight adjustment here. You just loosen that, slide this back and forth for your azimuth adjustment, and your elevation adjustment is here, inside here. That'll do your main housing adjustment for your elevation, and then you have your pin sight adjustments back here. So I did mount this to the bow already, just to get an idea, see what it would look like, and I'll do that here in a second. And you know, we'll talk about that once we get to that point. So, but that's what it looks like. Just a quick 360 on it. I feel like there should be music here. Maybe I should enter some in. I'm not going to sing because, good God, that would be horrible. But there you go. Let's put this thing on a bow and see what she looks like. All right, so here we are. This is with it mounted. This is with it mounted. You'll see here that it is mounted on the back side, so our arrow rest is here. This is our shelf, and then our mounting holes here. I do want to say that I have a little trouble with this hole here, trying to get the screw in. So I actually went this way with the screw. I guess fire formed that hole, so to speak. Got it pushed all the way through, brought it back out, and that way it helped me form a pocket to actually have the screw fit on the back side. So these are flush mounted screws. They're actually a little bit countersunk, but so it fits nice. It's securely mounted. I don't see any issues with that falling off. The one concern I did have, if you notice right here between the arrow rest and the sight itself, there's not a whole lot of space there, so we're going to see if that's going to affect anything. But I did actually move the sight up slightly just to adjust for that. So we're going to take it out. We're going to see if it actually works well that way, and if it doesn't, then I guess we're going to go back to the drawing board. But there are 3 mounting holes in the back. I did use the top and the bottom one, so if I did move this up to get out of the way a little bit, it's really not going to help out. But I think with my aim point, without testing this thing out or using it yet, I think I should be fine with the aim point that I normally use. So, well, that's about it for the mounting and the actual sight itself. So let's just go take it out. We'll play with it and see if we can't break something. So we are out here at the BSC range, aka my backyard, and we're going to throw some arrows down range. Everything is still a little iced up back here. I haven't picked up the hammock yet either. I'll have to do that here in a minute. But we do have, you guys get it in perspective. So we do have a fallen tree limb that is still full of ice, but we'll worry about that when I go to pick up that hammock stand that did not make it too well. And obviously I have the dog goofing around the backyard as well. So let's throw some arrows down range. Let's check this thing out, see if we can't do something with it. So I did have to lower my pins. I did play with it a little bit. I shot a few arrows, and I did have to lower my pins all the way down just because the actual sight itself sits a little high. And the only way to really remedy that is to bring it down. And if I do that, then I'll need to use the shelf rather than arrow rest, and I don't have feathered arrows. So that would create issues on the shelf, I think. Maybe not. But we'll go ahead and throw one down range. We'll see where it lands, and then we'll go over a sight adjustment real quick. And then we'll check out 2 and 3. So let's do this. Take the ball somewhere else. Go, take the ball off. It's tight. Go play somewhere else. I think that one actually hit the sight. I'm going to do that one more time, just for good measure. All right, so the first arrow put me a little low. I'm not seeing anything on here as far as rubbing or anything like that, so I don't believe it's hitting. I will go back and look at the video just to make sure. This arrow did see a little problems, but I actually hit this with another arrow, so it was, I believe that's what happened. I'm hoping that's what happened. If not, then this thing is tearing up my arrows and I won't be able to use it on this bow. But we'll throw a couple more, and then later on I'll have to actually fix that arrow. So I'm gonna do one more and then we'll check an adjustment. So. So that one was slightly off. Titan started running across the screen. I don't want to hit him, so we're going to reset and we're going to start this again, and I'm going to keep him out of the way. Alright, so as I said before, I thought I hit this one with another arrow right here, and that is not the case. Apparently I'm hitting the sight because this one did the same thing and it was nowhere near the other arrow down there. So the sight configuration that it is now is not going to work. I'm going to have to raise that up, probably just use one pin. I'm at 20 yards, so if I am going to use this sight, it's probably going to have to be one pin, otherwise it's just not going to work and we have to try something else. So I'm going to make a couple adjustments on it. See if I can get that raised up a little bit and just use one pin, which will be the bottom pin, and maybe that'll help. I don't know. Let's see what I can do. So I raised it up a little bit. I probably should have done that on camera. I apologize. But to do that, I just put my Allen key in here, loosen that up, and then I just move this whole thing up slightly. Now I moved it up so my bottom pin is now where my top pin was. So I kind of just moved it. So if my elevation works well from there, then I should be good to use just one pin. Obviously it's not going to work well with 3 pins just because the arrow rest is in the way. Now if I'm shooting off the shelf with feathered arrows, it shouldn't be a problem. I should have enough clearance, but it's not worth it to me to just consistently tear up arrows. They'll get expensive after a while. So getting a non-torn up arrow. Let's try this one more again. Get out of the way. Sit. Sit. Stay. Hey, get over here. Move around. Go find your ball. Actually, that wasn't too bad. I just left the center. Let me try that again. Where you at, fool? Yeah, stay over there. Honestly, not too bad. I am shaking a little bit. I'm a little worried about Goofball here running around. I'm using the bottom pin. I don't know, let's try one more and see what happens. Hey, go take your ball off. Thank you. Alright, so I'm going to take left to center and I'm going to adjust it, so we'll just try that one time and see what happens. So I will take the large Allen wrench that I just dropped on the ground. We're going to do this on camera just so it's a better idea. So I need to go azimuth, right, to the right. So if I take this and I move it this way, if I move it this way, my sight this way, what I'm going to have to do is compensate by going left. So if I take it and I move it out, then I'll compensate by going right. That make any sense? So I'll readjust my index right or left. So if I need to go right, I will adjust it left by undoing the screw right here, this screw right here on top. So I will just do it this way so it's easier. That way. And I need to go right, so I'm just going to go 2 clicks or 2 lines. I don't know if you can see them very well. 2 lines to the left, and that should move me right. So let me tighten this back down, and we'll see if I'm full of crap. I went through all those arrows. I'm gonna try this one. Maybe a little off just because that is a little damaged, but I don't know. Let's give it a shot, see what happens. Oh, should have unloaded my weapon. Not bad. So now I'm just hitting just right of the target. Let's pull one of these out and see what happens. I probably should check to make sure there's no damage to those arrows before I just start breaking these new ones, but let's give it a shot. Man, it was dead center. And honestly, I hate to say it, but I think that was a lot smoother. That was actually me shaking a little bit. I'm actually surprised by these arrows. I think out of the box, I think somebody might be right, and it might not be me. I like these arrows. They're very smooth. Hey, get out of the way. How do you keep going down range? Stay. No, that's not stay. Stay is over here. Now sit down. Quit being a goofball. Don't do it. Alright, so my shot grouping, I apologize for messing around tight in there. My shot grouping is a little low. I do have a camera down there. Hopefully I did turn it on. I don't remember if I did or not. And we'll take a look at them and see what they look like. But so I am going to keep it right there. I'm not going to adjust that bottom sight. I will mark it off another 10 yards just to throw one down range to see where we're at. But I am a little disappointed in the fact that I have 3 pins and I won't be able to use all 3. So most likely I will take the other 2 off. And I think I'd hate to say that 20 yards is going to be my maximum distance with this sight on this bow. But I will play with it a little bit more. Probably pop a couple more off and a little farther back just to see where we're at. But I am disappointed. Oh, I do want to say that I am pleasantly surprised by these Masaya 30-inch 400 splines. They do shoot a lot smoother. I am getting a smoother release and I believe a smoother flight. I'll check the video. But I like these, and I hate to say it, as much as I've been rambling on about these Tiger Archeries, I think I like them better. So I am willing to eat my words in saying that the 400 spline may be a better arrow than the 500 with this bow. If you're shooting 400s, or if you shoot anything else, if you're like me and you went with the wrong arrow and then went back to the one that they're supposed to, leave a comment below. Let me know if it's just me in my head or what. But quick look at them. The knock is a little shorter on the Masaya, so these are even on my finger. The Tiger Archery is a little bit longer arrow, but that is because of the knock. The actual arrows themselves are the same height. The tips that they came with, this is the Masaya, and this is the Tiger Archery. I do have some 100 grain bullet weights, or excuse me, bullet heads inside. I was going to bring those out, but I didn't, because I'm actually penetrating the target and it's going into my shed, so I figure a bullet weight will slow that down as it's going through. But, or not a bullet weight, why do I keep saying bullet weight? A bullet head will slow that down. These are both 100 grain. I did mention in a comment a while ago that these were 85, and I apologize for making that mistake. But the Tiger Archeries did come with 100, as well as the Messiah's 100 field tips as well. So a little bit different design. These are actually probably penetrating more. I'm gonna go look at it in a minute. But yeah, that's all I have for that. Probably do a quick review here in a minute. I'll go back inside. I'm from Florida. This is way too cold for me. And I got to get this tree out of the way. It's that's not going to be my friend. So I'm going to have to cut that tree out, or not out, but I'm going to have to dig it out, as well as get that thing. I was trying to point, looking at the camera, get that thing picked up and probably do some repairs on that as well. My daughter's hammock stand, and she really likes it. So let's go look at these arrows, see what they did, see where I'm at. From here, I think it's fine. I'm going to leave the sight picture where it's at. I'll play with it some more, and then maybe adjust it if I need to. All right, so it is a little chilly outside. Let me kill this light here. Probably do a little bit better. All right, so it is a little chilly outside. I'm going to do the wrap up in here. This old Florida boy, he didn't want nothing to do with that. So, I'm a little disappointed in this, and I probably should have saw it coming. Looking back on it, I probably should have seen it coming. The sight itself is good. I have no problems with the actual sight itself. So I think they did a pretty good job when they built this. But like I said, this is the only time I've used it. So over time, well, I should say time would only tell in actually using it. So if you have this sight or used it before, by all means, throw a comment in there. Let people know what you think. Be honest. Okay, don't just say stupid stuff to say stupid. Oh, my favorite site is ABC site. So this thing's a piece of crap because it's not the one I would choose. That's not what I'm asking. I'm asking you if you've used this thing before. Leave a comment. Let people know. I do not, and I'm probably not going to use it. Well, it's all right for 20 yards. So if I'm just shooting 20 yards, my pin on the bottom there, I'll be all right. I'll make minor adjustments to get where I need to be, but I'll probably be okay. So 3-pin sight, useless for this bow, and that's just because of my spacing. So I think if I had feathered arrows, I could probably shoot off the shelf here, and I think I'd be fine because there would be enough clearance, and then I could use it for 30. I did back up to 30 yards, 35 yards, 30 yards, excuse me. So I went another 10 yards back, and I was shooting really low. So the arrows were dropping pretty good at 30 yards in reference to my bottom pin. So my bottom pin right now is sighted in at 20 yards. At 30 yards is way off. I actually had to come up above the sight, or excuse me, above the target. From that distance, it was maybe, but I had to come up above the target to get it to actually hit. I was probably about 6 inches above the target, and it gave me on center. I didn't film it. I was just out there cleaning everything up. And so yeah, let me try this real quick and see where I'm at. So 20 yards, it'll work good. Ooh. But anything beyond that, is it worth the 20 bucks? The site itself, yeah, it's worth 20 bucks. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. Just not for the application which I need. I would say it is a better compound bow sight than probably a recurve bow sight. I was wrong about the arrows. I will admit that. Those 400s are a lot smoother. They do work a lot better, and I'm getting a better flight out of them. Maybe I'm wrong about the recurve sight. Thumbs up if you liked the video. Thumbs down if you didn't. And don't forget to hit subscribe. We're going to go after something else here. What was I going to do next? I don't know. We'll figure something out. It'll probably be something random and stupid like most of my videos are. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.